In January of 2019, a YouTuber named Louise uploaded a video titled "The Most Scared I've Ever Been" while camping on her channel Camper Vibe. Her channel primarily showcases her outdoor adventures throughout the UK as she travels in her camper van. In this particular video, Louise went camping alone in a place called the Daring Woods, situated in Pluckley, England. Pluckley is known as one of the most haunted villages in England. The village is even listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the most haunted village in Britain. However, Louise had no knowledge of this when she chose to go camping there. As she ventured into the woods, she demonstrated to her viewers how she set up her campsite and chopped wood for a fire. While cooking dinner, she mentioned hearing strange noises in the distance, but she chose to ignore them and continued preparing her dinner. However, as she began eating her meal, she heard the strange noises again, and that's when things took a very disturbing turn.
Don't know if you can see, a Cadbury's Pot of Joy yogurt, basically chocolate yogurt. There is a lot of noises in these woods. Sounds like kids screaming. That's a bird. That's a gunshot. I don't know if you'll be able to hear a lot of this, it's pretty distant, but it sounds like kids screaming. Honestly, I've never known a woods with so many strange noises. It's not just your normal birds and stuff. Well, I don't really know how to describe it, but I should sleep well, I would think. Where's my big beam? What was that noise? This is definitely odd. I've got no idea if you guys heard that or not, but honestly, I don't like it, I'm gonna be honest. It's not deer, like I know what deer sound like.
After hearing the noises several times, she began to explore the woods to investigate the source of the strange noises. After searching for a while and not finding anything suspicious, she decided to settle in and go to sleep. However, at around 2 in the morning, she was awakened by loud footsteps right next to her tent.
There's been a person or persons. But I've never wanted the morning to come as much as I do right now.
After this chilling experience, she mentioned that the loud footsteps were made by more than one person. A few minutes later, as she gathered the courage to look outside her tent, she heard crows flying away, suggesting that someone or something had startled the sleeping crows.
Turn the light on earlier because I swear to God that was footsteps. This is definitely the scariest night I've ever had in a tent. I'm sure I can still hear footsteps.
As the night came to a close, she gathered her things and safely returned to her van. While providing her viewers with a detailed update on her experiences, she made a quick Google search about the area and found out that she had indeed spent the night in the most haunted village in the UK. As for the unsettling noises and footsteps she heard earlier, they were likely caused by someone lurking around her campsite. However, since she never identified who or what was responsible for those sounds, it remains an unsolved mystery.
I keep hearing things over here and back behind me. Right over here, or behind the camera, I should say, but... Oh!
In January of 2022, a YouTuber named CJ uploaded a rather disturbing video titled "Camping Alone in Haunted Pocomoke Forest" on his channel CJ Faison. His channel is dedicated to exploring haunted locations, and he frequently uploads footage of his creepy encounters. In this particular video, CJ decided to explore a haunted forest known as the Pocomoke Forest, situated in Snow Hill, Maryland. For those unfamiliar with the Pocomoke Forest, this area is deemed the most haunted forest in Maryland and has been the subject of urban legends and tales for numerous years. One of the most disturbing urban legends is referred to as the Hookman. The legend of the Hookman originates from an escaped inmate from Cambridge State Hospital. Described as being around 6 feet tall, he had lost his right hand, which was replaced by a hook. He was notorious for attacking those who disturbed the Pocomoke Forest. The legend of the Hookman continues to this day, with numerous people claiming to have encountered him, but he has never been caught. In the video, CJ parks his car outside a cemetery near the forest and then proceeds to venture deep into the woods. As night falls, he sets up his camp and begins to explore the area. During his exploration, he suddenly notices a bright light behind one of the trees. And this is when things start to take a very disturbing turn.
Oh, jeez. Huh. Trying to figure out. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That was somebody's flashlight. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm gonna die tonight. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, shit. I'm debating on whether or not to pack up my tent and leave or stay the night. I mean, I don't know what the odds of that actually being a hook man is. That person was really, really skinny. Like, tall and skinny is really strange looking.
It's evident that the light was coming from another person's flashlight as he walked through the woods. Not knowing if the individual was dangerous, CJ chose to hide behind the trees. After approximately 30 minutes of waiting, the man moved away into the distance, and CJ began speaking to the viewers, and this is when he encountered something truly disturbing.
Just check my phone, it's about 1:30 now. I mean, I want to be able to move, but I'm too scared to move away from this area because it's open. And if I get into a closed area where I gotta run through some briar patches, it ain't gonna happen. Like, something could actually get me at that point. I keep hearing things over here and back behind me. Right over here, or behind the camera, I should say, but... Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh! Oh, god damn it! Oh, shit! Oh! 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 Oh, jeez.
After being startled by a loud gunshot in the distance, CJ, terrified for his life, rushes back to his tent. Things slow down for a while and CJ decides to experiment with a spirit box he had taken on the trip. As he was messing around with the spirit box, something forcefully strikes the side of his tent.
Okay, let's break out the spirit box. And again, I don't recommend doing anything that I'm doing in this video. Are there any spirits present right now? Has something evil haunted this woods?
After this bizarre experience, CJ was filled with fear and anxiety as he tried to make sense of what had occurred. After a few minutes of contemplation, he chose to remain in his tent for the night, convincing himself that the loud crash was merely a branch falling from a tree. As he tried to fall asleep, he heard leaves rustling outside but dismissed it again, and decided to go back to sleep with his camera still recording. Approximately an hour into his sleep, his camera had recorded something very disturbing. A man pointing a flashlight can be seen right outside his tent while he was asleep. This person could have been a hunter or another camper, but it seems unlikely that anyone would be out exploring so late at night. It's uncertain whether this person was the same one CJ had observed roaming the woods, or the one who had aggressively struck the side of his tent earlier. This mystery remains unsolved since CJ never discovered the truth behind any of these disturbing encounters. The next morning, CJ left the forest and safely made his way back to his car.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night.
In May 2018, a YouTuber named John uploaded a chilling video titled "Maintaining Sanity with an Animal Outside the Tent" on his channel, Lost Lakes. His channel focuses on outdoor exploration and he often uploads footage of his solo adventures throughout Canada. His videos are usually very entertaining and informative, however in this particular video, that was far from the truth. In the video, John ventures into a remote region in Ontario, Canada, where he claims there was no cell phone reception. At approximately 3:30 in the morning, John was awakened by an unusual sound coming from outside his tent and decided to record this disturbing encounter.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night. I woke up at 3 a.m. and just couldn't sleep. And then around 3:30, I started to hear this pacing sound, and 45 minutes later, it's still pacing around out there. So I'm gonna talk it out with the GoPro and maintain sanity, and maybe the talking will make it go away. I'm just off Highway 101 west of Chapleau, so this is some very remote country despite being right off the highway, and it's the black bear capital of the world, so I'm thinking that's a possibility.
As John just pointed out, he was camping in the area known as the black bear capital of the world, making it quite probable that there was indeed a bear or another large animal close to the tent. In these circumstances, a weak camping tent offers minimal to no defense against an aggressive 600-pound predator. To add to the situation, when John decides to go back to his car, he discovered that his keys were missing, and just a few minutes later he hears something touching his tent.
And my car is literally right outside there, but I can't find my car key for the life of me. I think I may have left it in the car. So while I'm tempted to hop out and get in the car, turn on my headlights, that's not an option right now because I'm an idiot and I can't find my key. And the pacing continues. It's all gravel here. This is so I can hear everything on the gravel. I can hear all the footsteps, but anyway, the talking isn't making it go away, but it hasn't made a move toward the tent yet, so I don't know. Maybe it's biding its time for an attack. I don't know. Something literally just touched my tent before I turned on the camera, but I'm not really appreciated right now. Second, there's no cell signal here. And third, I have to pee. It's really just comical, almost.
As the footsteps continued outside his tent, John was overwhelmed with fear and paranoia. To distract himself from the unsettling scenario, he revealed to his viewers the protective gear he had packed for his camping trip, which included a hatchet, bear spray, and an air horn. Thankfully, John didn't need to use any of these tools, as the noises eventually stopped, allowing him to sleep peacefully for the night. However, he never discovered the true source of the disturbances outside his tent.
So when he continued to not leave and was trying to go to every door of the van, I quickly got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaken up right now.
This right here is a YouTuber named Sarah, who in September of 2021 uploaded a video titled "Scariest Night Inside a Van" on her channel Sarah Dungo. Her channel mainly showcases her outdoor explorations throughout the United States while traveling in her camper van. The videos usually emphasize the beauty of nature and have a relaxed and pleasant vibe. However, in this particular video, that was far from the truth. In the video, Sarah was coming back from a 2-day camping trip in the forest and was on her way to Asheville, North Carolina. Upon arriving, she spent the day exploring the city and chose to spend the night in the parking lot of a restaurant. As night falls, the restaurant began to close. The parking lot gradually emptied, leaving her all alone. While she was getting her dinner ready, she suddenly heard someone knocking on the outside of her van. This is when things started to take a very disturbing turn.
Know her, please leave me be.
Fuck your camera, man. You're not
I'm safe right now, but I just had my first knock on the door. That was not the cops. I was in the middle of cooking dinner, so I had my cooktop out, you know, propane hose attached and everything. And then he's just bangs on my side door right here. I first turn off all the lights, turn all the sounds off so I can hear what's going on in case it is the cops and I need to like talk to them. It wasn't, and then he banged on this door right here, the double doors, and that's when I got really nervous. So when he continued to not leave and was trying to go to every door of the van, I quickly unhooked my propane. So I got around the corner, called the cops, and then from there I drove. Yeah, I'm a little bit shaken up right now.
After this strange encounter, Sarah decided to leave and spend the night somewhere else. Later in the video, Sarah gave a detailed update on everything that had just happened, mentioning that the man might have been under the influence. Prior to her recording, he had knocked on her window and told her to get out of her car, strongly believing she was someone he had been dating at the restaurant, and claimed that she had broken his heart. When Sarah denied being that person, he insisted that he had seen her van parked outside multiple times and continued to urge her to get out of her car to prove she wasn't the woman. Fortunately, Sarah wisely chose to stay inside her vehicle and safely left the parking lot.
I just heard something outside.
This right here is a YouTuber named Sean, who in September of 2022 uploaded a rather disturbing video titled "Scary Solo Stealth Van Camping Gone Wrong" on his channel Love Sundays. He frequently uploads footage of his solo stealth camping experiences in his camper van all across the UK. For those unfamiliar with the concept of stealth camping, it involves spending the night in a tent or a camper van in various locations without paying for parking, all while remaining undetected. In this particular video, Sean chose to stealth camp near a residential area somewhere in the UK. He parked his van along the road and set off to explore the nearby locations. After wandering for a while, Sean returned to his van to prepare dinner and eventually decided to go to bed. However, at around 2 in the morning, he is awakened by a strange noise outside his van. This is when things start to take a very disturbing turn.
I just heard something outside. What the Let me check outside.
As Sean listened to the footsteps and knocking outside his van, he was filled with fear by the disturbing experience. However, the knocking stopped just a few minutes later, and when Sean looked out his window to see what is happening, he unfortunately found no one outside.
Okay, I think they've gone. They literally tried to get in the van. It wasn't just a knocking, they were trying the handle. My heart was pounding then. I mean, they were either trying to move me on or trying to break into the van. Either way, not pleasant. I'm not moving. I'm probably not going to sleep now though.
After this strange encounter, Sean decided to stay inside his van for the night without moving it, all while staying on edge the entire time. It's fairly common for stealth campers to be asked to move at night, particularly if they're in a restricted area. However, in this instance, it's very unlikely that the person making the request was a police officer or a parking inspector. Normally, someone in authority would knock and identify themselves before requesting the camper to leave. The next morning, Sean gave a detailed update to his viewers about what exactly happened and stated that the person knocking outside probably aimed to break in and steal his possessions, given that they tried to unlock his door multiple times. However, their true intentions are still uncertain, as they vanished before Sean could discover anything.
Is that a badger? Hello?
This right here is a YouTuber named Daniel O'Neill, who in August of 2024 uploaded a video titled "Never Been So Scared When Camping" on his channel English Woodsman. He frequently uploads footage of his outdoor camping experiences while traveling across the UK. In this particular video, Daniel decided to go camping in the woods somewhere in the UK. As he explores the area, he points out to his viewers the footprints and trash left by other campers. After walking for a bit, he sets up his camp and decides to settle down. Everything up to this point appears to be normal. However, about 30 minutes into the video, while showcasing the camping gear he brought, he suddenly hears footsteps behind him and calls out to whoever is out there.
And rain camping is really good. Is that a badger? Hello?
After hearing the disturbing footsteps, he got up to investigate his surroundings, and the footsteps suddenly stopped, indicating that someone was indeed watching over him. After searching everywhere, he unfortunately didn't find anything. However, as soon as he sat down, he heard the footsteps again, but this time they were louder and closer.
There's that noise again now. Hello? Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here. And it sounds like someone's just walking around. I can handle it. Can you hear it? It's like it's just there.
After hearing the noise for the second time, he called them out multiple times but didn't get any response. Fortunately, the noises eventually stopped. While most people would have likely left the forest by then, Daniel chose to stay overnight. As the night began to set in, he enjoyed his dinner and decided to go to bed.
I'm actually breaking wind. I'm quite scared, people. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. If it's a human, they come up and laugh at me, scaring the hell out of me. But this is going to be a long night if I'm nervous like this and scared now. I need to know what this sound is. It's not like it was. It's like and then it stops. I'm only talking to you guys because it sort of like helps me a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled. I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot, like, now.
As he was trying to fall asleep, he couldn't stop thinking about those mysterious footsteps. His fear and paranoia grew, ultimately leading him to leave the forest. Many comments left by Daniel's viewers mention that he made the right choice by trusting his gut feeling and leaving the forest. The source of the footsteps is still unknown, but they likely came from someone following him while trying to stay out of sight. Their true intentions are unclear, but based on their actions, they were probably up to no good. Nevertheless, it was definitely the right decision for Daniel to leave the forest.